Just say ready in the chat box, we'll start. Okay, so what is the topic for today? So what is the topic for today? Threads. Okay, the topic is threads. Okay, right, they are called as threads. Right. Now, first of all, okay, so let me start with few questions and then we will slowly go and discuss this. Let us be very slow. Okay, so it is a very important topic. Also, if if you don't give enough attention, then it is easy. It is there are chances that you can easily miss this out. Okay, so let us go very slowly. Okay, and then start understanding this, right? So first question is that what is the difference between a source file, a source file, okay, a source file, program, and a process? Program and a process. There are three terminologies. Okay, so what is the difference between a source file, program, and a process? Okay, any idea? You can put that in the chat box. What is the difference between a source file, a program, and a process? Quickly, quickly, quickly. So you can put that in the chat box. Okay, program under execution is process. Start from here. What is a source file? Okay, so source file is a high level code. Okay, so this is the source code. This is the source file contains the source code, isn't it? Okay, so source file contains your source code, right? So you will write all your A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and so on and so forth. English like looking, source code is been written in this file. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so guys, just listen to me and just answer my question. Okay, so am I right? So we write English like looking high level source code into a file, and that file is called as a source file. Am I right? Yes, no? Yes, no? Okay, right. Now you compile. When you compile, what do you get? Okay, don't take only Python in consideration, anything for that matter. When you compile, what do you get? Don't you think you get a binary file, that is an exe file, which contains zeros and ones completely, 101010? Okay, something like this. You get binary file, isn't it? So on Windows it would be .exe, and for Mac it would be .dmg, and a lot of other formats. Okay, so this is your executable file. It is a binary file, correct? No, executable file or your binary file. So this is basically called as a program, right? So you have a source file. When you compile that, okay, that becomes your program. Am I right? Clear? You're supposed to respond very fast to me. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so this program, when you start executing it, okay, when you start executing it, this becomes what? This becomes a process, isn't it? A program which is being executed, okay, it becomes your process. Am I right? This becomes your process. Hello? Yes, no? Understood? Did not understand? Not interesting? Not liking it? Whatever it is, you can put that in the chat box quickly. Okay, no? So first you actually write a source file and then you compile it. When you compile it, you get a binary file. Okay, so when the binary file, when you run it, okay, so that becomes your process. Yes or no? Correct? No? Hello, that becomes your process, right? Now, having said that, okay, now where will this process be running actually? Tell me. So I would write down three. I have discussed this in the starting of the course. Okay, so there are three main components of your computer. What is this? First thing is you have a computer, you have a CPU. Okay, and then you will have your You will have your RAM, and then you will have your hard disk. Correct? Then you will have your hard disk. Right. So this is these are the three important components of your computer, isn't it? Now, okay, so basically when you write your source file, where is it present? Okay, so 1.py or 1.java or whatever it is, right? So your source file is present here. The source file will be present here, correct? Now, after compiling that, you might get a binary. Okay, where is the binary present? The binary is also present on the hard disk, isn't it? Even that is present on your hard disk itself. Both are present on your hard disk, right? Now, when you execute the binary, what happens? This binary would actually be bought into the RAM, right? No, it would be bought into the RAM. These are nothing but what? Set of instructions, zeros and ones. It would be stored, and CPU will fetch the instructions from the RAM, go back, execute, and put the result back over here, and then go back, do this operation, isn't it? Yes or no? So basically this process, okay, a set of instructions is being executed on the RAM, and it is being executed by the CPU, correct? No? Okay, the set of instructions are being executed on the RAM, okay, by the CPU. Am I right? So that is basically called as a process. Hello? Yes, no? Did you understand that? This is basically called as a process. So where are all your process present? Where is your process actually present? Where are the process running actually? It is present on the RAM, isn't it? It is present on the RAM. I want you to respond fast. Yeah, come on. I want you to respond faster, right? So where is it present? It is present on the RAM, correct? Okay, so it is present on the RAM. Now, did you understand what is the process now? Did you understand process? Hello, did you understand process or not? Understood? Okay, now, so what is the difference between a process and a thread? What do you mean by what is the difference between a process and a thread? Can you tell me? Okay, a process and a thread. What is the difference? Any idea what is the difference between a process and a thread? Okay, no, both are same. Okay, both are same. Okay, anything else? Any other answers? Okay, any other answers? Okay, so a single process can also be called as a thread. Okay, now listen to me. Multiple processes under execution. No, no, Anushka, no. Now listen to me. A single process can also be called as a thread. Is that clear? A single process can also be called as a single thread. Hello, is that okay? So the difference comes into picture. The difference comes into picture when you add this term called as multi-processing or multi-threading, correct? Do you understand? The difference comes into picture when you add this term called as multi-processing or multi-threading. That is where the difference comes into picture. Okay, so what is the difference? Is this clear till here? Source file, program, process, which is running on the RAM, and I told you both process and threads both means the same thing. When if it is a single process can also be called as a single thread. Is that clear? And I told you the difference comes into picture only when you add this word called as multi to this, correct? No, multi-processing and multi-threading. Is that clear? I'm going to remove this from the screen over here now. Okay, so now what do you mean by this multi-processing and multi-threading? Multi-processing, okay, multi-processing and multi-threading. What is the difference between these? Multi-threading. Okay, now listen to me very carefully. Okay, so multi-processing, it means, what do you mean by multi, by the way? Multi-process, what do you mean by multi? Okay, it's more than one process, isn't it? More than one process is called as multi-processes, isn't it? Or multi-processing, correct? No, right? So if there are more than one process, assume this is your RAM. Okay, this is your RAM. Okay, now this was one process. From this process there was one more process that got created. Okay, how and all I'm not discussing because that is beyond the scope of this particular course. Okay, so we make use of something called as fork, okay, which I'm not discussing here because that again is a separate discussion. You have to go into deeper into operating system and all that, which I'm not going to do. For now, understand that, okay, a process can again spawn another process. Okay, so this is called as multi-processing. Okay, when you say multi-processing, these two processes are running on two different memory locations on the same RAM. Is that clear? We call it as process 1 and this is called as process 2. Is that clear? Okay, so these are multi-processing. It means multiple processes are running on two different memory locations on the same RAM. Is that clear? Guys, is that clear? They are completely two different processes running on two different address spaces. Okay, not okay? Okay, not okay? Quickly. Okay, not okay? Okay, two different programs running in two different memory locations. They are completely independent of each other. They are completely independent of each other. They have nothing to do in common. Okay, so absolutely they are totally different. Okay, they are called as multi-processing. But what do you mean by multi-threading? Okay, multi-threading is that, okay, multi-threading is nothing but, okay, you will have a single process. But okay, there would be multiple paths of execution within the same process. Okay, do you understand that? Okay, so they are not separately running on separate memory, rather they are running on the same memory. Do you understand? They are running within the same process separately as an individual thread. Okay, now what do you mean by this thread? This thread is nothing but a single, it's a unit of function which is running. It's a call stack. We can call it as a call stack or a function. This is function 1, function 1's call stack. This is function 2's call stack. This is function 3's call stack. This is function 4's call stack, and so on and so forth, right? So listen to me. I've not completed, so listen to me first. Okay, so multi-threading is nothing but, okay, a separate unit of execution within the same process. Okay, and each one, when I say thread, is nothing but a call stack, right? No, so I'll show that practically to you. It is a separate call stack, right? So separate function call would be there and it will start doing its own work. This will have a function, separate function call, and it will be doing its own task. This is a separate function, will be doing its own task. Again, function 4 is again a separate call stack which will be doing its own task, right? So all the four are independently doing its own task without interfering with each other. Okay, so that is called as multi-threading. And the difference here is that in multiprocessing, two different processes are running in two different memory locations, whereas in multi-threading, two different or multiple threads are running on the same memory as the main thread. Okay, no, so though we call it as a process, if there is only one single thread, we can call that one single thread as the main thread, right? So when we start our program, we will have one program, isn't it? Before creating threads, when we run our program, okay, see, all these days we wrote programs, isn't it? All these days we wrote a Python programs, yes or no? Yes or no? We wrote all these days, we wrote programs, right? So we can call it as single threaded application or a single threaded program. Okay, there was only single thread. Now along with that thread, we are creating multiple threads. Okay, how we will do that, we will see now in a while. Did you understand this concept here? Did you understand this? Guys, did you understand what is the difference between? Okay, now I'll just quickly revise. You just answer me if you understood or not. First one is, did you understand what you mean by source file? Did you understand what you mean by source file? You have to be fast. Okay, then did you understand what you mean by a program? Did you understand what you mean by a program? Okay, did you understand what you mean by a process? Did you mean what you mean by process? Okay, I told you that a single process can also be called as a single thread, correct? Single thread can also be called as a single process if there is only one. So all these days, whatever programs we had written, they were all single threaded, okay, programs, correct? No, they were all single threaded programs. Then I told you the difference between threads and the process comes into picture when we add this term called as multi-processing and multi-threading, correct? No, yes or no? No. So what do you mean by multi-processing? When two different processes are running, okay, or when within two different processes running on two different memory addresses, they become multi-processing. Okay, they are multi-processes, they are not the same, they are two different processes running on the same RAM, right? Whereas threads, it is one single thread, one single process, but within that there would be a multiple line of execution, multiple call stacks which are simultaneously executing. Did you understand this? Hello guys, are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay, now answer my one more question. I have not got into threads now, but answer my question once again. Okay, now I told you that, okay, multiple threads are executing simultaneously, right? Now let me give you an example for this multi-threading. Okay, no, can anyone give me an example for multi-threading, my dear friends? Tell me, can anyone give me an example for multi-threading? Any example of multi-threading? Any example for multi-threading? We run lot of apps on our PC. Okay, you running lot of apps on your PC is an example for multi-processing. Okay, no, running lot of apps on your PC is basic. Apps or on your mobile phones also, okay, no. Guys, listen to me, hold on, I'm explaining multi-processing, then you can answer your question. Listen 1 second. Akshada told something, right? So there are, if you open your smartphone, okay, you have lot of apps you would have opened, isn't it? You would have opened contacts, you would have opened Facebook, you would have opened LinkedIn, you would have opened Twitter, you would have opened Instagram and all that. Okay, so when your battery is getting drained, what you will do, you will actually start removing all those apps from the background, isn't it, my dear friends? Yes or no? So they are basically called as multi-processing. Okay, multiple process. Did you understand that? Hello, yes or no? Yeah, respond something else so that I'll not know what is happening. Okay, did you understand? Okay, have some kind of courtesy to respond so that we can proceed further. Okay, yeah, so that is called as multi-processing, right? But now, so Akshada, that is not equal to multi-threading. But you know what is multi-threading? Multi-threading is like, you are working on your Microsoft Word. Okay, you are having your Microsoft Word. Okay, and you are actually writing some content. Okay, you are writing some letter or something, like you are typing some letter or your resume or something. When you're typing, when you do a mistake, what will happen, tell me? Okay, there would be an underline, like this red color underline. If there is a mistake in your vocabulary, in your English vocabulary, there would be a kind of underline done, isn't it, my dear friend? Yes or no? Red line or green line and all those things, right? Now don't you think, okay, don't you think there are two jobs happening? One is you are able to write this, you are able to write this content on this file, on this Microsoft document, on this .docu file. Let me call it as resume.doc. You are writing a document where actually you are typing the content. while typing the content, automatically the word processor is also checking the grammar, isn't it, my dear friends? Yes or no? Did you understand? Hello, yes or no? Right? No. So this is basically called as, okay, multi-threading, where one thread is involved in writing the document, or printing the characters on the, what is that, on the document, whereas the other thread is responsible for all. Okay. So other thread is responsible for finding out the grammatical mistakes or vocabulary mistakes. Okay. So, and also auto saving document. There would be one more thread which is taking care of auto saving and all those things. Did you understand? This is basically called as multi-threading. Guys, understood or not? Guys, you understand or not? What do you mean by multi-threading? Did you understand this? Hello, got it? Okay, so we are learning how to do multi-threading. Okay, so using Python, is that okay? It is very simple if you have really understood the concepts of classes and objects and all that. If you don't understand, then it becomes difficult. Okay, but I hope you already know what is classes, objects and all that. Then it will become easy for you. So shall I proceed further? Shall I proceed further? Guys, shall I proceed further? Is that okay? Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, fine. So shall I remove this from the screen over here? Shall I remove this? Hello, shall I remove this? Okay, fine. Having said that, coming to this, our first, okay, no? Now, so one second, give me a moment. Okay, so first thing is that, right? Now listen to me. What is the important note? Can you read that out? Okay, so I will make use of this later. Just read it out for now, right? So the thread class represents an activity that is run in a separate thread of control. Don't worry if you're not understanding, but just read it out. The thread class represents an activity that is run in a separate thread of control. There are two ways to specify the activity. Okay, how many ways? Put that in the chat box. How many ways? There are two. Just keep on saying what you'll understand. Slowly you'll understand. Once we proceed further in the lesson, you'll understand. Okay, so there are two ways. One is by what? By passing a callable object to the constructor. This is one way. By passing the callable object to the constructor, or second way is by overriding the run method in a subclass. Okay, keep this in mind. There are two ways in which you can create a thread. That is what they are trying to say in this particular node, right? So no other methods except for the constructor should be overridden in a subclass. In other words, only override the underscore underscore init underscore underscore and run methods of this class. So you might now, this might seem to be kind of confusing to you, but don't worry. Once I start explaining step by step, you will be understanding everything clearly. Okay, is that clear? Shall we start with program one? Shall we start with program one, my dear friends? Okay, so what are we going to do now? Tell me, what are we going to do? We are trying to create threads. Right now we are creating our own threads. Okay, now the first thing is, if you want to create a thread, okay, now, by the way, I wanted to ask you one more question before proceeding further. I want to ask you one more question, right, my dear friends? Tell me, okay, I told you that, okay, while doing this Microsoft Word, when you're creating your resume using Microsoft Word document, I told you that you will be typing, okay, that I love programming or something like that. You are typing, and when a mistake happens, there would be a red color mark, which are which appears on the document, isn't it? Now I told you that these are happening simultaneously, isn't it, my dear friends? Did I tell you? I told you that these are happening simultaneously by two different threads, isn't it? Now you tell me, okay, so do you think these are if these are happening simultaneously, okay, do you think there would be multiple CPUs in our computer? Do you think there are multiple CPUs in our computer? No, right? If it is not happening, if there are no multiple CPUs, then how is it happening parallelly, my dear friends? Tell me, how is it happening parallelly? Do you think these are really happening parallelly, my dear friends? Okay, do you think? Okay, do you think these are really happening parallelly? Absolutely no, right? No, these are not happening parallelly. Okay, no, these are not happening. Okay, what is that? Simultaneously, they are not simultaneously working. They are only, we call it as apparently simultaneously operating. Okay, apparently simultaneously working. It is not simultaneously working. It only gives us a feeling that it is simultaneously working. Okay, no, did you understand this? Guys, did you understand what I'm saying? Okay, though we feel like both are actually working in the same simultaneously, but both the threads or both two different processes are not running simultaneously on your computer. At any given point of time, there can only be one thread or one process which is currently being executed by the CPU. okay, because there is only one CPU. There can be multiple cores within a CPU, right? No, but only one main CPU is there, and that is what is doing all your execution, and he is the only one doing, okay. But it is so fast in doing that, okay, that what happens is that, okay, let me explain that to you before getting into threads over here. Assume that I will take, five people, okay, one, okay, two, right, three, 4 and 5. Okay, there are five people over here who, and there is a group discussion happening, and there is a person who is actually moderating this particular group discussion. Okay, this is person 1, this is person 2, this is person 3, this is person 4, and this is person 5. Okay, how many moderators are there? How many moderators are there? There are only one moderator. Okay, there is only one moderator. Now what happens is that they have given a topic, okay, saying that, okay, whether India must attack Pakistan or not. Okay, a random topic, very, India must attack Pakistan, India West Pakistan, something like this, a very heated topic. Okay, so is given to the these contestants, okay, of this group discussion. So first fellow, okay, will start talking. Okay, he is completely very heavily patriotic. Okay, so he will watch only patriotic kind of movies, so he's very patriotic. So he will start very loud tone saying that India must attack Pakistan, Pakistan, that this that, he keeps on talking. Now if you give this topic to a person like this, and what will happen, he will not give the chance to others, isn't it, my dear friends? Yes or no? Will he give chance to others? Tell me. Will he give chance to others? He will not give chance to others. He will only be talking, correct? No, no matter how many hours passes, he will be talking to himself, correct? Now when he is talking to himself, now do you think P2, P3, P4, P5 will keep quiet, my dear friends? Tell me. Okay, so you tell me, my dear friends, if he is continuously talking for say some 30 minutes, do you think P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 will talk? No, I mean, will keep quiet? No, they will not keep quiet, isn't it? Before India attacking Pakistan, what will happen? P2, P3, P4, P5 will attack P1, isn't it, my dear friends? Yes or no? They will start attacking P1 and they will kill him first, correct? No, so that is the reason. So that is why there is a person called as moderator over here. Okay, so what will this moderator do? Moderator says, see boss, okay, everyone have been given 5 minutes chance. Okay, it is 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, everyone can speak only for 5 minutes, and once it is 5 minutes, the time has been elapsed, what I will do is I will actually give the chance to someone else, right? So he will say, I want to, I want to, India wants to attack Pakistan. He'll start talking for 5 minutes. The moment 5 minutes gets completed, immediately the moderator will say, boss, you stop, and then give the chance to P2. Okay, then P2 will talk for 5 minutes, and then it goes like this, right? So it goes like this, and again the chance comes to the first person, then continues, then goes, then goes, then goes, again comes like this. Are you understanding what I'm saying, my dear friends, right now? So this is one of the scheduling. So he is in technical terms called as, this is called as scheduling algorithm. Scheduling algorithm. Okay, what is the name of the scheduling algorithm, my dear friends? It's a very famous algorithm. No, everyone will know the basics. I'm not going into detail of it. Okay, so what is this famous algorithm called as, my dear friends? It's called as round robin. Very good, very good. Okay, it is called as round robin algorithm, right? No, round robin way of, round robin algorithm to schedule your processes. So what you can see here, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 are all different processes, different programs, which is waiting for the CPU to execute. This is your CPU. Okay, so it wants to execute the CPU, or let me not say this as a CPU. Let me call this as a CPU. Okay, so P1 wants to access the CPU, P2 also wants to access the CPU, P3 also wants to access the CPU, P4 also wants to access the CPU, and P5 also wants to access the CPU, right? No, but at any given point of time, CPU can give access to only how many processes? Tell me. At any given point of time, CPU can only give time to how many processes? Only one, isn't it? So for that, what happens is there is a person called as a scheduler. He is called as the scheduler. So what will this fellow do? Scheduler do? Okay, he will, so there would be there would be a amount of time given for each process to run. What is that times, what is that called as? That is called as a time slice. I'm not going more detail into it, okay, because these are all operating system concepts. Okay, so yeah, that is called as time slice. Time slice is nothing but a slice of time given to each process for executing, correct? So once the time slice given to P1 is over, okay, now the scheduler will say stop, and then he will allocate the CPU to the next process. So next process completes its operation. I mean, he completes the given time slice, then immediately the time slice is now given to the other process. Like this, it keeps on happening. Okay, so it looks like as if CPU is executing all the process simultaneously, but no, it is not executing all the process simultaneously. Rather, the CPU is executing all the processes apparently simultaneously. Is that clear? Is that clear, my dear friends? Hello. Okay. So one after the other. Okay, using the time slice. Okay. So this is how internally it works. So let us not bother about how it is working internally and all that. If you're interested to go and learn about scheduling algorithms and all that, you're always, good to go and read it from this book called as Galvin. Okay. This dinosaur book. It's a very good book. You can actually go and refer to that book, and it is very clearly explained how it is happening and all that. Okay. So let us not bother about that operating system concept for now. Let us only see how the Python supports threading mechanism. Is that clear now? Guys, is that clear? Is this concept clear for now? Guys, hello? Is the concept clear? Okay, super. Okay, now, so what happens in this case is that, okay, 1 second. Right. Yeah, Shilpa. Okay, so what happens in this case is that, okay, so first thing, thanks Shilpa. Okay, so what is the module that we have to import? Can you tell me what is the module that we have to import? Tell me, my dear friends. Hello, what is the module that we have to import? Yes, so if you want to do threading, we have to import the module called as threading module. Can you write it down somewhere? Okay, this is important. You have to import the module called as threading. So this module contains all the functions and classes that are necessary for us to implement, okay, multi-threading in Python. Is that clear? Is that clear? This module will give us all the classes, functions that are needed for us to implement multi-threading in Python. Is that clear to all? Guys, is that clear to all? Hello, is that clear to all? Guys, yes, no? Okay, please respond, because my time is getting wasted in asking you whether it is clear, clear, clear. So please tell, understood? Okay, now what will happen over here? Okay, next I just want to know, I told you, even if you have a single thread, okay, single process, single program, that is also called as a thread, isn't it? Even that is called as a thread. Didn't I tell you that? Hello, yes or no? Right. So I want to know what is the thread. Right now I want to know what is the current thread, which is my current thread, right? So there is a function called as current thread that is belonging to the threading module. So when I say threading dot current thread, it will give me the name of the current thread. Did you see that? It says that it is the main thread. Okay, where from the, see, this will be your main thread, and the thread which starts first, that becomes your main thread, and this main thread is the one which will create the other threads. Is that clear? Is that clear? There should be one main thread. That main thread will create other threads. So he is called as the main thread. Clear? No? Guys, is that clear? There must be a main thread, right? Hello? Understood or not? Understood or not? Okay. See, if you want to run a thread, first of all, you should have one thread. No, one program at least should be there, right? So that one main thread, that thread is called as a main thread. Okay. Now, so that is called as your main thread. So see here, I've told, I want to know what is that main thread. So I just said current thread. So it gave me this information over here. Did you see that? Main thread started at so and so location and all that. It is giving some nice information to us. Okay. Hello, is this clear? Yes, no? Okay, now I just wanted to see, okay, so I just wanted to check if that is the same as my main thread. Okay, so there is one more function called as main thread, which will give the information of my main thread. So I just saw that, yes, it seems to be both are same. Did you see that? So both are the same thread. It means that I have my current thread, which is nothing but the main thread. It means I have not created any other thread. Only one thread is there currently. Okay, is that okay? And out of that thread, I'm just saying what is the name of my current thread. So threading dot from the current thread, get me the name. What is the name of that thread I am saying right now? That name is nothing but the main thread. I picked up the main thread's name over here and I printed over here. Is that clear? Guys, is that clear? Hello, are you understanding what I am saying? Okay, so first is that there is a function called as current thread. I'm seeing which is my current thread for now, because I'm seeing there can be multiple threads. So I want to know what is my current thread. Okay, so it gave me one answer. Then I just say, okay, I'm just saying, is that equal to my main thread? So I print my main thread. And the output is showing is the output that is showing is like this. It means that, okay, so the current thread is what is my main thread. So there is only one thread for now. I've not created any other threads, correct? Then out of that, I want to just extract my name. In the thread's name, I just want to get the name of the thread. So I would say threading dot current thread dot get name. Okay, so when I say threading dot current thread, I would get an object of the main thread. I would get an object. This will result in an object, and thread object. From that object, I'm saying get the name of that thread. So when I say only the name, it will pick up only this main thread's name, and it is printing this over here. Is that clear till here? Guys, is that clear till here? Okay, so have I created any new thread for now? Have I created any new thread for now? No, right? I'm only the main, I'm on the main thread for now, isn't it? I'm in the main thread. Okay, now having said that, now will this get executed? Will this get executed, my dear friends? Tell me, will this get executed for now? Will this get executed? No, right? Why it won't get executed? Because someone has to call this, no? Only then I will be able to, only then this will get executed. Someone has to call, so nobody is calling it for now, so it will ignore this. Now it will come over here, right? Now comes a very important thing. Did you see that I am creating an object of a thread class? Did you see that, my dear friends? Guys, did you see or not? Okay, just say if you have seen, just say. From the threading module, I'm using a thread class. I'm creating a thread object now. Without this thread object, I will not be able to create a thread. Okay, so now wait, let me just tell this. So tell me how many threads are there for now. Okay, so now this is the main thread. Am I right, my dear friends? This is the main thread. This is the name of the main thread, correct? Now this is what is there. This is what is there now. Main thread, nothing else is there, correct? Now I want to create one more thread. For that, which class, which class, which class? If I want to create a thread, which class I have to use? I have to make use of a class called as a thread class. Okay, no? Now to that thread, I have to pass two parameters. How many parameters? How many parameters I want to pass, my dear friends? Tell me. I want to pass how many parameters? Okay, or how many arguments? There are two arguments that I have to pass. Did you see that? I'm passing two arguments, right? So what kind of arguments are these? What kind of arguments are these? Can you tell me? Okay, okay for okay, live. You have idea? No idea? Okay, now listen to me, right? So there are two things I want you to observe. One is called, very carefully observe, my dear friends. Please observe here. I want you to observe very carefully. Are you with me? Just say with you so that I can proceed. Okay, I am creating a thread object. I am creating a thread object. Okay, and to that I am passing two parameters. Okay, now by seeing this, don't you think, okay, that I am passing two arguments to the, okay, the constructor of the thread class? Don't you think so? Yes or no? I'm passing this. Okay, no? Yes, no? Right. Now, okay, so how it is internally working, don't worry, that will be taken care by the Python. But what is that you have to focus is that you have to give the target, okay, function. You remember what I told you? I told you that a thread is nothing but what? I told you, no, a thread is nothing but what? I told you something. What was it? Hey, who is that processor? Shilpa, I'll come and give you one. I told you a thread is nothing but what? It's a function. It's a function execution, right? No, it is nothing but a, it's a functions. Okay, it's a call stack. I told you it is a call stack, isn't it? It is nothing but a separate execution of a call stack. Functions a call stack. That's what I told you, isn't it? So yeah, I told you it is a functions a call stack, isn't it? Right. So when I create the thread class, I have to tell the thread as to which function has to be run, which function should be run, so that that should act like a thread for me. I know that I want to create a thread, but for that thread, which function should get executed? Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Did you understand? So that is called as target over here. Hello, did you understand? So I am telling the thread, see boss, I want to create a thread, and when you're creating a thread, the function that I want to run like a thread is so and so thread. That is a target. Did you understand this? Hello, did you understand this? I told you this is a function. So which function? I have to tell the target now which function. So that is called as the thread function. So is there a thread function over here in this particular program? Tell me, is there a thread function over here? Did you see that? Now this is what will run as a separate thread, separate line of execution. Okay, this is what will run. And for this function, it also, okay, needs to pass the arguments, right? I have to also pass the arguments. So that arguments must be passed in the form of a tuple over here. Did you see that? I am passing that, in the form of a tuple. Okay, so we'll have a lot of other ways of doing it, so let us not worry about it, right? So I am passing it in the form of a tuple. Did you see that? So from the tuple, the first element will go and sit in this particular str. Did you see that? The first element of this tuple will go and sit, okay, because there is only one str or one argument over here. So this first argument, that is hello Subhash, which is nothing but a string, will go. By the way, did you see this? This is a tuple. Inside the tuple, the first element is a string. Is that clear? Did you see this? Did you observe this? These arguments are passed in the form of tuple. We have only one argument, and therefore that one argument is nothing but a string. Okay, this is a tuple containing a single element. Correct now, my dear friends? Hello, right? So what are the two things that you have to pass to the thread, my dear friends? Tell me, put that in the chat box. Two things. One is the target, which says which function should act like a thread. I mean, which function should get executed as part of the thread. And second one is the arguments to that particular function. Is that okay? Did you understand that? The arguments to that particular function. Is that clear? Hello, just okay, clear, not clear? Is that clear? Okay, so I just told this and I'll keep quiet. The remaining, who will do? The Python will do. How is that? Now, what is T? Okay, sir, why comma after the string? Ankur, very nice question. Okay, how do you represent a how do how do you represent a tuple with one element? Darling Ankur, you forgot tuples. Did you forget tuples? How do you represent, okay, a tuple containing of single element? How do you, Ankur, quickly respond quickly. Okay, how do you represent a tuple of a single element? You need a comma there. Do you need a comma? Not needed. You need a comma? Not needed. Yeah, correct. Yes, done. So okay, so it is like that. Okay, understood. Okay, nice. Now listen to me very carefully, guys. So what is T over here? Can you tell me what is T? What is T here? Okay, it is an object. Object for what? Object for what? Object for the thread. This is a thread, isn't it? Now I want to start the thread. Now till now, is the thread started till this line? Is the thread started? No, there is no thread started. How many threads are there till this point of time? How many threads are there? Can you tell me? There is only one thread. Who is that? Two. Only one thread is there, correct? No. And which is the thread? Until this point there is only one thread. Which is that thread? That is the main thread which is running, right? So that main thread is now creating a new thread. Okay, no. So how do I do that? By saying T dot start. I'm calling T dot start, which will internally will call thread dot run method. Okay, we don't need to do anything. Okay, the thread class will automatically call the run method. Okay, inside that run method, the thread class will call this function automatically by passing the arguments that we have passed, and it will do the job what has been defined as part of this particular function. Clear? Shall I help you out once again? Shall I tell you once again, my dear friends? Listen to me. Okay, you have to be a little bit attentive, so listen to me. Okay, it's very easy. First thing is that you have to just tell the thread class. While creating a thread object, you have to give two things. One is which function to be called and what are the arguments to be passed to it in the form of a tuple. Is this clear till here? Is this clear till here? Okay, now listen to me. Then what will I do? I will say start this thread. Okay, I'll say T dot start, correct? So this is mandatory. You have to say T dot start. So the moment you say T dot start, internally, okay, internally, this T dot start will call the thread dot run, which will call the function, okay, thread function. Okay, why this run will call the thread function? Because I've told during the while creating the thread class which function has to be called and what arguments has to be passed. Everything has been packed in a very nicely and given to the thread class. So this run method belonging to the thread class will know which function to be called and what is the parameter that has to be done, and this definition will get executed as part of the thread. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Hello, is that clear? Guys, tell me if it is not clear once again. Okay, see, I created a thread class, I created an object, right? Now I am ready to, the thread is now ready. So for executing this function, what is it I have to do? I have to start the thread. So what will I do? I'll say T dot start. Now the thread will start. The moment inside this T dot start, automatically the thread class will call the run method. Okay, inside this, right? So this, now when I say T dot start, the start method belongs to whom? Can you tell me? When I say T dot start, the start method belongs to whom, my dear friends? Tell me. It belongs to threading. Praveen Kumar. It belongs to thread class. It belongs to the thread class, isn't it? It belongs to the thread class, and inside that there is one more function called as run method. Within that run method, the thread class will arrange to call this particular function by passing these arguments, which we don't need to bother about. That will be automatically done. Is that okay? So as part of this thread, okay. So therefore, as part of this thread, okay, what is getting run is nothing but the thread function is getting run. Okay, hello. So what is happening in the thread function? We passed str, no? So inside this, till here, is that okay, my dear friends? Till here, is that okay? Guys, till here, is it okay? It will call. Okay, so now I'll ask you questions, don't worry. Wait, we'll revise. Okay, and then from range of five times it will print what? The string. So what is the string that I'm passed? Hello Subhash. So hello Subhash, hello Subhash, hello Subhash, hello Subhash, hello. 1 2 3 4 5 times it gets printed. Okay, and then I want to see whether am I in the main thread or in the new thread. Okay, so I'll just say threading dot current thread. Did you see that? Threading dot current thread I'll print. So the thread will say that I am in thread 1. Okay, not in main thread. I am in thread 1, and then I will say what is the name of that get name. I'm saying get the name of that thread, so it picks the name from here and prints my thread name. Okay, so I did not like this thread name, so therefore I will actually change the name of the thread by using another function called as set name. Okay, to this thread I'm saying set name as my first thread. Okay, so set name will set a new name to the thread, and then once again I will do get name to see if it has been reflected, so it prints my first thread over here, which is a new name over here. Guys, did you understand this? Is that clear? Yeah. Okay, hello guys, tell me. Okay, first one, can you tell me step by step, if you want to create a thread, what is the first thing that you have to do? Clearly tell me. Let us do once again. Okay, so you tell me, my dear friends, what is the first thing that you have to do when you want to create? Okay, you have to do and import the threading module. Okay, next, how do you tell? Okay, how do you create a thread object? How do you create a thread object? Quickly tell me in the chat box, my dear friends. Quickly tell me in the chat box. Okay, how do you create a thread object? You will create a thread object using the thread class, correct? Okay, so you have a thread class. Now through that thread class you have to actually pass two parameters. What are they? What are those two things? One is the target, the other one is the arguments. So what does the target say? What does the target say? The target will say which function has to be called within the run method, isn't it? Which function has to be called within the run method, and arguments is nothing but a tuple which will contain arguments that has to be passed to that function, isn't it? Okay, so once we create the thread object, what is that we have to call? If you want to run the method, run the thread, what is it we have to call? Tell me quickly. What is it we have to say? T dot start. Okay, no, start is a method belonging to the thread class. We will have to say T dot start. So when we say T dot start, okay, it is not necessary you have to give the name as T only. Okay, you can give whatever name you want, but I just gave T. Okay, now when you say T dot start, internally what will get called? What will get called internally, my dear friends? Okay, what will get called is run method will get called. So internally to that run method, what will get called? Okay, so what will get called to within that run method? Okay, what will happen inside the run method? That run method will call the function that we have passed as parameter through the thread, isn't it? So we have told the thread to which function to be called, and that will get called passing these parameters. Is that okay? Correct? Did you understand? Did you understand this? This working? Okay, now if I want to know what which is my current thread, what will I do? Okay, if I want to know what is my which is my current thread, what will I do now? Tell me which method I will use to know the current thread. Okay, current thread. Okay, if I want to print the name of my main thread, what is it I will do? I'll just say main thread, correct? And then if I want to get the name of a particular thread, which method will I use? Get name. If I want to change the name of a thread, what is it I will do? Which method will I use? If I want to change the name of a thread, which method will I use? I will use set name. Okay, is that clear, guys? With this program is a very simple program to create a single thread. A very simple program to create a single thread. Okay, no, so there are chances you will get confused, so please do go through this once again. Okay, is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Okay, fine. Shall we proceed further with another program? I'll show you one more way of creating threads. Okay, is that okay? So before going to the next program, I want you to observe this. You keep answering my question. Start method belongs to which class? Start method belongs to which class? Okay, thread class. Run method belongs to which class? Run method belongs to which class? Thread class. Who will call run method? Who will call run method? Okay, start. Should we call, or the start will automatically do that? Should we call run method, or internally the start will do that? Internally the start method will call the run method, isn't it? Okay, having said that, with this knowledge I am going to show you one more way of creating methods. Okay, shall we go? Just say proceed in the chat box so that we'll proceed further. Just say proceed in the chat box, we will proceed. Okay, now coming to the next program. Okay, do you see over here what is the difference over here, my dear friends? Tell me. Okay, compared to the previous one to this one, what is that I'm doing? Did you observe here? Okay, I am creating my thread class and inheriting from the thread. Did you see that? Slowly I want you to observe. Okay, so here did I use any kind of inheritance or anything? Was there any inheritance? Did I create my own class or anything? No, right? I was making use of the standard thread class, isn't it? Okay, now did you see that I am creating my own thread, my dear friends? Did you see that I'm creating my own thread? Okay, same thing. Okay, this concept and this concept both are same. Okay, you'll understand in a while. Okay, now listen to me, right? So you have this init method over here. Okay, and all this, let us discuss about the what is that, these implementations later. But first of all, did you observe this? I have created my own class called as my thread class, and it is inheriting from thread. Did you see that? Let me write it over here. This is a thread class, okay, which is being inherited by whom, my dear friends? Tell me. It is being inherited by my thread class, isn't it? It is inherited by my thread class, okay, which is my own class. Okay, it is inherited. Am I right? Is this diagram clear with you? Is this diagram clear with you? Okay, so I told you that what is the thread of execution? What is basically thread of execution? Tell me. What is the thread of execution? Tell me. It's nothing but what? When I say thread means what is it basically? What is it basically? Yeah. When I say thread, what is it? It is basically a function, isn't it? I'm telling you, no, again, you're not getting what I'm saying. It is nothing but a call stack. A thread is nothing but a call stack. It should be a function, right? So some functions must start getting executed, okay, continuously. That is basically right. So in this case, do I have a function like that? Do I have a function like that? Did you see that? This is what is my thread function. Did you see this? This is what is my thread function, my dear friends. Okay. So how to? So in our previous program, who called this thread function? In the previous program, who called this thread function? Okay, hey Praveen Kumar, what happened to you? Okay, hey Praveen Kumar, who called? Did the Praveen Kumar, you're a dirty fellow, man. I told you, no, yeah, run method called. Okay, who called run method? Who called run method? Start called run method, isn't it? So now, okay, having said that, now in this case, so in the previous example, was run defined by us? Did we define the run method? Okay, I told you that run must be there, but did we define the run method? No, right? But did you see that I am defining the run method? What is this concept called as? Can you tell me what is this concept called as? I am defining the run method inside the class my thread class, which has been exactly very good, very good. It is called as overriding. I am overriding that. Okay, I am overriding the run method from my thread class, isn't it? Okay, I'm writing overriding that. Okay, now inside this run method, did you see that I am calling this method? Did you see that I'm calling this method, my dear friends? Did you observe this? Did you observe this? I'm calling this method. Did you see that? Okay, okay, I'm just observe, I'm showing you everything over here. Okay, now having said that, now tell me, what do you mean by this super dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore? What do you mean by this when I'm saying? What is this? What is this line telling you? Clearly put that in the chat box. What is this line telling you? I told you during inheritance. Okay, calls constructor of the base class. Very good, Bhageshri, very nice. Okay, it calls the init method of the base class for doing some initialization and all those things, correct? Okay, calling the superclass init method. Okay, fine. Okay, so from where will the execution start? Execution will start from here, isn't it, my dear friends? Yes or no? Execution will start from here, right? From this place execution will start, right? So what does it say? Here is my thread dot current thread dot get name. I'm getting the name of the current thread. Is this line okay? Here is my main thread. Here is my main thread. Is that okay? This is what it says. Okay, I'm starting it from here. Here is my main thread. Clear? I just gave you introduction to all these things so that it will be easy for you to look at it. Okay, is that clear? Next, what am I doing here? What am I doing? I am creating an object of my thread class. Okay, so in the previous program, observe in the previous program, what did I do? I am also again creating an object, but I was passing all this thread function arguments and all to this. But I don't want to do all these things now because I am writing my own thread class. I'm inheriting from the thread object and I am only calling run method. So I don't need to pass all these things, isn't it? Okay, so let me show that to you here. So I am creating an object of thread one. What am I passing to that? When I'm creating an object of my thread class, what am I passing to that? Guys, what am I passing to that? Hello, hello Subhash. It's a string, isn't it? Now, can you tell me where this hello Subhash will go and sit? When I'm creating this object, where does this hello Subhash go and sit? Can you tell me? It goes and sits in this str, isn't it? It goes and sits in this str, and that will go and sit in this str. Correct? No? Hello, yes or no? Now I have a thread object which is containing an instance variable which is pointing to hello Subhash. Am I right? It is pointing to hello Subhash. Correct? No? Hello, is that right? Okay, not okay. Hello, okay, not okay. Okay, not okay, right? Fine. Next, what am I doing? See here, I'm calling thread one dot start. I'm calling thread one. So is there a start method over here? Is there a start method over here in my class over here? Tell me, is there a start method? There is no start method. Then what, which start will get executed? Which start will get executed? Which start will get executed, my dear friends? Okay, base class start method will get executed, right? No, so because that is inherited, no, so I will be able to call the start method based on this thread one. Is that clear? Is that clear? Because I've inherited from thread class, no? So I will be able to call start. Though I have not defined over here, it is got inherited, it will get called, right? No? And I told you, whenever you call thread1 dot start, internally this will call one method. What is that method? It will call the run method. Okay. So if it is calling the run method, don't you think my run method is defined over here? Did you see that? My run method is defined over here. Did you see that? Hello? It will call this run method. Yes or no? This run method, what will happen inside this run method now? Entering into, okay, entering into, did you see that? Entering into, then I'll say threading dot current thread, okay, threading dot current thread dot set name my second thread. I'm just giving a new name to it, and then I'm saying threading dot current thread dot get name, which is nothing but my second thread will get printed on the screen. Okay, and then this run method is now calling a my thread, which is my definition, which will print that string for 5 times. Hello Subhash, hello Subhash, Subhash, hello Subhash, hello Subhash. Is that clear? This is second way of creating your thread. Guys, is it confusing? Is it difficult? Is it easy? What is it? Only one thing that you have to understand is you need a thread class, you need a thread object. On that thread object, you have to call the start method. Start method will internally call the run method. One or the other way, you have to make sure that run method will call the function that you have defined so that it will act like a thread. Did you understand this? Guys, did you understand this? Okay. See, listen, shall I repeat what I told you now once again? Shall I repeat what I'm saying? See, first thing what you need is a thread object. Okay, because you have to say t dot start, correct? You need a thread object and you have to say t dot start. So we know that t dot start will definitely call run method, and one or the other way we have to make sure that the run method will call my method, which I have defined as the activity that has been done as a thread. Okay, so what is the activity that has been done by my thread? It is just printing hello Subhash 5 times, isn't it? This is the core activity that my thread has to do, isn't it? This is my core activity of the thread. Agree, disagree? Okay, so some or the other way I have to make my run method to call this. Okay, in the previous case, how did I do? Okay, in the previous case I just passed which function and the arguments that has to be passed to the function to the thread class, and the thread class took care of giving it to the run method, and run method will take it from here. But here what am I doing? I defined my own run method, and then I am making the run method call my thread function over here. Is that clear? Is it confusing? Is it confusing? Is it confusing? Easy? Not difficult? Or not difficult? Not liking? Whatever it is. Okay. Second method is much clear because we have done it. Okay. The other one is hidden. Everything is been done by the Python for us. That is the reason. Okay. Right. Hello guys. Did you understand? Okay. It's better we use the first method because the Python will do it for us internally very clearly. We don't need to really bother about it, isn't it? Hello. Understanding or not? Guys, did you understand or not? Yeah. Respond. No. Yeah. Please respond whether you understood or not. Okay, these are few advanced concepts. Threadings and all is advanced concepts, they may not. Okay, so now you see guys, if you can make some meaning out of the statement that we wrote over here. Important note. Okay, the thread class represents, I'm going to read this so you answer me. Okay, the thread class represents an activity that is run in a separate thread of control. Is the first line clear? The thread class represents an activity that is run in a separate thread of control. Is that clear guys? It is used to represent a separate thread of control. Okay. Okay, next, there are two ways to specify the activity, right? There are two ways. What is that? One is by passing a callable object to the constructor. Okay, callable object to the constructor, or by overriding the run method. Okay, either by passing the callable object. Okay, because we know functions are also objects, right? So either we can pass a callable object to the thread class, either we can pass it like this, or what is the second method is override the run method in a subclass, override a run method in the subclass, and then call that function, whatever you wanted to do as a part of your thread. No, you can call that function. Did you understand this guys? Did you understand this? Hello, yes, no? Okay. Anyone else who did not understand? Anyone else who did not understand? What is happening? Hello. Shall I proceed? Guys, shall I proceed? Is that line? Is this? Did the sentence? Is this clear to you? Okay. Is that clear? This is very important. That is why I wrote you over here. I told you, right? Once I explain this program, you will understand what is happening over here. Okay. Shall I proceed? Okay. Okay, this is 3, which is similar to the first method. Okay, it's completely similar to the first method. Okay, you only observe, you will only understand. Okay, this is completely similar to the first method. Okay, though I made it as third method, it is first method. In the first method, okay, did this thread function belong to any class? In the first method, did this thread function belong to any class? No, no, it was an independent function, isn't it? Okay, so in the third method, I am just making that function to belong to a particular class. That's all. Did you see that? There is my thread. Now this is belonging to my thread class. Did you see that, my dear friends? That's all. It is nothing different. Okay, only thing is I have encapsulated over here. I've encapsulated this method as part of a class. I just wanted to show you another method of doing it, don't, so that you will not get confused. Did you observe this over here? Hello? And you know what I'm doing here, okay, is see here, compare this with the first one. Okay, in the first method, what am I passing? I'm directly passing this function. Directly I'm passing this function, thread function. I'm just saying this is the function that I have to do the activity. This is the one which the thread has to be doing the activity. Did you understand this, my dear friends? Hello guys, did you understand this? Hello, respond no. Okay, so when I pass this function, it means this is the one which has to be executed as a thread, right? So same thing I'm doing here also in the third method. To the target, I'm saying, okay, see, this is my function, but this function belong to this thread object. That's all, because I've encapsulated it as part of the class. I just created the object for that class, and I'm saying to which object does this thread belong to, and I'm passing an argument. That's all. The remaining and all remains the rest and all remains the same. Hello, is that clear? This is a third method. If you did not understand, tell me. I will repeat once again. Not a problem. Please tell me if you did not understand. I will help you out once again. Okay. So see here, it is very straightforward. It is very straightforward. Did you understand program one? Did you understand program one? If you understood program one, then you will understand program three. Absolutely no problem. Did you understand here? Okay, so answer my question. Did this thread function belong to any particular class? Does this belong to any class? Is my question. No, right? Only difference is I am putting this function as part of a class. When I put this function as part of a class, what does it become? Keep answering my question. When I put this function as part of the class, what does this become? It becomes a method. And if you want to access a method, what is that? How will you do? If you want to access a method, you need an object, isn't it? Yes or no? So here in the target, listen to me. In the target, do I need to actually put any object dot thread function? Is it needed for this program? Is this needed for this program to say object dot thread function? Not needed, isn't it? But whereas you see this third program, okay. So what is it I've done? Target is equal to thread obj dot my thread. Did you see that? This is a method. My thread is a method. Okay, to access this method, I have to call an object because this is a method, right? No, so for that reason, I created a object over here. Okay, so what did I tell you? The only difference is that I put this method as part of this particular class. That is the only difference I told you. Did you understand? The remaining and all becomes the same. The remaining and all is the same only. Okay, I'm calling the thread dot start, and internally it will call this particular method because I've told which is object and all those details completely. Only difference is that I put this method as part of a particular class, and then I created object, and then I'm telling this target which is that method that you have to call. Because this method belongs to a particular class, I have to access this through an object only. That is why I said object dot. Whereas in the first program, I am not creating any object over here because this does not belong to any particular class. It is an independent function. Okay, did you understand this? Guys, did you understand what I'm saying in the third method of doing it? Okay. Okay, right. Shall I go to the next one, my dear friends? Shall I go to the next one? Okay. So all this while we created only one thread. Now we'll see how to create multiple threads. Okay. We'll see how to create multiple threads. Guys, is that clear till here? Is that clear? Guys, is that clear till here? Is there anything that you want me to explain, my dear friends? Tell me. Okay. Don't hesitate. You can ask me. Is there anything that you want me to explain here? Okay. Is that clear to you? Step by step. Guys, is that clear? Process, threads, multi-threading, multi-processing, thread class, thread objects, t dot start will call internally run. Run will call the method which is the core activity of the thread. Is that clear? The functions used, the threading module used. Okay, I'm just telling so that you will recall everything. Is that clear? So I'm proceeding further to create multiple threads. If you understand this, the rest of the session is easy. The basic ones are done. Okay, so what happens when you try to read it in your books? It is very difficult because in books they cannot give this arrow marks like this coming here and all that. Okay, so that's why I gave you this. It should be easy for you now. Okay, so few textbooks will use the first method, few textbooks will use the second method, few textbooks will actually code using the third method. Okay, so all the three different methods they will not show you, and it will become confused, right? So, but are you clear, guys? Because before proceeding, I don't want to keep any doubt. Shall I proceed further, guys? Shall I proceed? Just say proceed in the chat box. Just say proceed in the chat box so that I can proceed further. Yeah, okay. Now you observe for some time, and then I will this is multiple threads or what? This is done, right? This is done, no? Yeah, this is done. Okay, come to this. Now I am just I will hold on here. I want you to check what is happening, and then I will explain to you. So you just observe for 2 minutes, and then I will explain it to you. Okay, just observe from the starting. Okay, once you're done observing, just say done in the chat box so that I will start asking you. Slowly, not in a hurry, aram se, just observe. I'm waiting for you. Slowly go through this program. Absolutely okay. Don't be in a hurry. Okay, slowly go through this. Done, guys? Done? Done? Shall we proceed? Okay, now. Okay, so fine. So how many, okay, so can you tell me which method I've used to create the thread? Which method did I use to create this thread now? First method, second method, third method, what is that? Tell me. In this program, which method did I use? First method or third method? First method or third method? First method or third method? It is the third method, isn't it? It is the third method, which is something similar to first method. But if you can see, I have made use of the third method, correct? I've made use of the third method. Okay. Now, okay. Now, so, okay. So when you want to create a thread, okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to create a thread, okay, first thing, what should come to your mind? Tell me, my dear friends, what should come to your mind? The first thing. What is the first thing that should come to your mind? Quickly tell me. You have to import the threading module, correct? No? Okay. So have I imported a threading module? Tell me. Have I imported a threading module? That module has been imported. Okay. Now, so keep answering my question. So I told you, know, what is a thread? The thread is nothing but what? Where will it do one activity? It is basically a one particular function, correct? No, there should be one particular function. Is there such kind of function in this program? Is there a function like that? Is there a function like that? It is there, not there, it is there. What is the name of that? What is the name of that function which is doing the core activity? What is the name exactly? That is called as the my thread. This is the core activity which will do as part of the thread. Okay, no, this is what is the thread executing activity. Okay, now after that, what is that we have to do? We need a thread class, isn't it? To create multiple threads, we need thread class, correct? No, so have I created thread class over here? Did you notice it? We have created the thread class, correct? We have created thread class. To the thread class, what is that we have to pass? We have to pass two parameters or two arguments. What are they? Can you tell me? What is that? What are those two arguments? Yeah, what is the target? Target means what? What will the target indicate? The target will indicate as to which function has to be executed as part of the thread, isn't it? That target will indicate as to which function has to be executed as part of the thread, right? No, so which is that function? Tell me, which is that function? Which is that function? It is my thread. Okay, so can I give directly my thread? Can I directly give my thread? Keep answering my question. I cannot. Why I cannot give? Because this is inside a class, correct? No, so if I want to reference to this thread, I have to reference it through an object, correct? No, I have to reference it through an object. So for that sake, don't you think I have to create an object? Don't you think I have to create an object now? Isn't it? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me. See here, I've created two objects. Okay, so my thread obj1, my thread obj2. Did you see that? So I've created an object of this class, my thread class. Two objects I've created. Is that clear? Three objects I've created over here. Hello, clear? Not clear? Three objects I created over here. Hello, two objects I've created over here. Okay, next. So I want to say to the first thread. Okay, this is thread 1 and then thread 2. Do you remember? I mean, if you can notice, I am creating two threads over here. Did you notice that? I am creating two threads. Okay, two threads over here. Okay, no, I am creating two threads, right? So what is the first thing? What is the first thing it says? For the first thread, what am I saying? Okay, I am passing the target. What is the target? It is my thread. Okay, belonging to the thread obj1. Is that clear? Guys, is that clear? Because I cannot directly say my thread. I have to say this my thread function belongs to which object, right? So I'm saying that. And for that, I'm also passing an argument, right? No. So what is an argument? What is the argument that I'm passing? Can you tell me what is the argument? How many argument is it expecting? How many arguments is it expecting here? Tell me, my dear friends. No, forget about self. Self is internal argument. Okay. So how many are you actually expecting? It is expecting one argument. Did you see that? It is expecting one argument. And you remember, see all these places when I want to give, where is this? In the first program, whenever I want to give, so whatever argument I want to pass, that argument will be put within a what? It will be put as a tuple, isn't it? Whatever argument I have put it as a tuple, element comma. Okay, I put it as a tuple, isn't it? So in our case also there is one element, but that element is what? Tell me, what is that element? How many elements are there? Where is that? Okay, in this there is one element. Well, how many element is there inside this? Tell me, how many elements is there as part of this tuple? There is one element, right? No, there is only one element. Okay, and what is that one element? That one element is a list of two strings. You have two strings. There is one element, that is nothing but list, but that list contains internally two elements, isn't it? Hello Subhash, how are you? This is 0 and 1. Agree with this? Do you understand this? This is single list. Okay, single list having two strings, right? No, this is 0th element in the list and this is the 1th element in the list. Hello, clear? Guys, clear? Okay, not okay. Okay, so this is thread 1. Next is again thread 2. When I'm creating thread 2, same thing. Oh, I'm saying that boss, thread obj2 dot this method, and now the arguments is again one more list. Okay, again an argument is one more list which is containing two strings, isn't it? This is 0th element, this is 1th element within that string, which is nothing but, so this tuple is nothing but a single list. Is that clear? Hello guys, is that clear? This becomes 0, this becomes thank you becomes, okay, just 1 second. List is of, sorry guys, this entire thing is 1. Okay, this entire thing is 1. Hello Subhash, how are you is 1. Hello Subhash, how are you is 1, and second thread is 1, isn't it, my dear friends? Yes or no? Hello Subhash, how are you is 0 and second thread is 1. Am I right, guys? Are you understanding? Yes or no? All right, so I didn't see that. Okay, this is one thread, I mean sorry, one string, and this is a second string. Clear, guys? Clear? Hello, is that clear? Okay, now how many threads I'm starting now? I'm saying thread 1 dot start, thread 2 dot start. So I'm starting these two threads. In total, how many threads will be there? In total, how many threads will be there, my dear friends? Okay, there would be three threads. There would be three threads. This is the main thread which is doing all these operation, and then including the main thread, it would be, this is the main thread, and then we'll have thread 1 and then we will have thread 2. There would be three threads, isn't it, my dear friends? Okay, so now did you understand this? So when I say thread 1 dot start, internally what will this get called? What will this call? Tell me. When I say thread 1 dot start, what will this call? This will call the run method with respect to the thread class, right? Now thread 1 dot run it will call. Okay, so what will run method call? What will run method call? The method that has been specified as target over here, which is nothing but my thread, correct? It will call my thread, correct? No? Hello guys, are you understanding? Is it becoming complicated? Is it becoming complicated? Yeah. Okay, you will call the okay, this becomes what it will call the run method. Now when you're calling run method for the first thread, okay, no, what are the arguments? Okay, run method will call this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so when the run method is calling my thread, what is the arguments passed? What is this str containing? What is this str containing? Str will contain this entire list, correct? Str will contain this entire list. Hello, the name says str, but it contains entire list. This is the first parameter. This is only parameter. The entire list will be passed. Yes or no? Guys, yes or no? It will contain the entire list over here. Str will contain the entire list. Okay. Okay, that single element of the tuple will be there in str. Okay, and then what does it say? Entering into, see here, entering into, and then threading dot current thread dot, I am changing the name. What is the name I am changing? What is str now? Keep answering my question. What is str now, guys? It is list, no? It is list. Okay, so I'm setting the, I'm giving new name to the thread, right? So str of 1, what is str of 1? This is the thing. Okay, what is str of 1? What is str of 1? Second thread, right? So I am changing the name to second thread, right? So that is why it says entering into second thread. Do you see that? Entering into second thread. Okay, so this line is done, and then what will it do? It says get the name. It will say second thread, and then I'm printing str of 0 how many times? 5 times. What is str of 0? Hello Subhash, how are you? 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 So 5 times it actually gets printed over here. Did you see that? Okay, so once that is done, the thread will get over, and then thread 2 dot start happens. When thread 2 dot start will happen, what will happen, my dear friends? Again, this will call the run method, and again this will call the same function once again, isn't it? This will again call the same function. Now what is str value? Now tell me, what is str value? Okay, the same method is called, but now with a different argument. Right now it is now the same method but a different argument, right? That is I am awesome, thank you. And third thread, this is the entire list. This entire list will be passed. Now what is this str containing? This str will now contain this entire list, correct? I am awesome, thank you, third thread, right? So I'll get inside that, and it says entering into. Okay, then I'm setting the name of that thread. What is the name that I'm setting into? str of 1. What is str of 1? str of 1 is what? Third thread. Okay, and then I'll get the name. See here it says entering into third thread, and then it will print that str of 0 for 5 times. str of 0 is I am awesome, thank you, 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 I am awesome, thank you. Will get printed for, okay, 5 times. Guys, it seems to be difficult, but it is very easy if you can go little deep and try to understand what is happening internally, list and all that. It is very easy if you have practiced it. It's very, very easy. Guys, did you understood this or not? Hello guys, did you understand this? Okay, so now I'm going to ask you, you have to answer my question. Is that clear? I'm going to ask you a question. So you are supposed to answer. I'm going to ask you a question. You're supposed to answer that, so that I'll test whether you understood or not. Okay. Now, so in this, okay. So what is the argument? You have to exactly write the same thing. What is the argument? Okay. How many arguments are passed to that thread function by both the threads? How many functions? How many arguments have been passed to that thread function? One argument, isn't it? One, no, it's one. Each thread will pass one argument. Each thread will pass one argument, right? Now, so can you write that one argument in the forum? What is that one thread? What is that one argument? What is that one argument? What is the type of that one argument? Hey, not tuple. It is not tuple here. Hey, no, 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 no. It is only one argument. Tuple is only to represent the arguments. That's all. What is getting passed is only a list. What is getting passed is only a list. Right? No. Now, for the first thread, what is the argument? Put that in the chat box. I want you to put that in the list proper format. What is that you're passing? What is the list that you're passing? Completely, full format. Put that in the chat box. Put that in the chat box completely. Okay. Yeah, Tara. Yeah, exactly, Tara. You're right. Right. Very good. Hello, Subhash. How are you? How are you? Anyways, hello, Subhash. How are you? Second thread. Correct. Now, Ankur, I want you to put that in the form of list. Only then you'll understand. I want you to put that in the list. in the list format. Put it in the list format. Okay, everyone put that in the list format, right? Amara Sharvan, put that in the list format. Okay, Amara Sharvan, put that in the list format. Only then you will know. This is the first parameter. Okay. Okay. Now in this list, which is a zeroth element, in this list, which is a zeroth element, put that in the chat box. In this list, which is a zeroth element, hello Subhash is the zeroth element. Okay, I wanted to put that in the form of string. I wanted to put that in the form of string. I wanted to put it in the form of string right now, right? Okay, right? Yeah. Okay, so which is the second string? Which is sorry, one nth element. This is zeroth element. Now one nth element, one nth element, one nth element is second. One nth element. No, 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 no. It is second thread. One nth element is not how are you. Okay, okay. Zeroth element. Put that. Zeroth element. Once again, everyone. Zeroth element. See, so many misconceptions over here. Okay. Guys, put it in a double quotes. I cannot scream here. Please put that in a double quotes. Sumati, you're wrong. Sumati, you're wrong. Okay. So put that in the zeroth element. Zeroth element. I don't want the list. You are answering me for old question which I asked you 101 years back. Right. So zeroth element is hello Subhash, how are you? One-th element. Bhavya, you're wrong. Whoever said hello Subhash, you're wrong. Hello Subhash, how are you is the zeroth element. Okay. Now one-th element, which is the one-th element. Second thread is the one-th element. Okay. Right. Right. So when I'm setting the name here, str of one. Okay. Now, so okay, how many arguments is the thread? How many arguments have been passed to the run method of? Sorry, how many arguments have been passed by second thread? How many arguments have been passed for the second thread? One. Which is that? What type is that? What type is that? It is a list. Okay. Put that list over here. Put that list. Put that list. Put that list over here. Which is that list? Put that list. Okay. In that list, how many elements are there? In that list, how many elements are there? Okay, put that list. I want everyone to put that list. Only few people put, that's all. Not few people, only one person put. A big day only put. Everyone put that list over there. Everyone put that list. Put that in the form of list. Okay, so in that list, how many elements are there? Tell me now. Two elements are there. Okay, so which is a zeroth element? Which is a zeroth element? Put that in the form of a string. Which is a zeroth element? Zeroth element. I am awesome. Thank you is a zeroth element. Okay, one-th element. Which is the one-th element? Which is the one-th element? One-th element. Third thread. Okay, right. I think pretty now you must be, pretty much under, you should have understood like what is happening over here in this program. Did you understand what is happening in this program? Hello, guys. I think if you have done this, then it is easy. The rest and all is easy. Did you understand this? Hello. First time this my thread is called with first list. Second time my thread is called with the second list. And then it is working with str of 1 or str of 0. That's all. Clear, not clear, unclear, difficult, not good, whatever it is, you can tell. Guys, understood or not? Is that clear, not clear, unclear? Super clear? Guys, you say super clear, but initially of the class, I'm just observing, okay? Initial class, there were 174, but now automatically 154. Why is that? Why is that? I'm not knowing. I'm seriously not understanding. Why is that reduction? It is happening from past 3 days. Is it because I'm giving you the link for the class, as public, I'm giving it to you all? Is that the reason? Thinking that Subhash will anyways give? What could be the reason? What could be the reason? I'm not sure. Okay, so 174 were there. It automatically came to 154. Am I trying to help you out, my dear friends, to understand this one by one? Am I helping you out or not? I'm slow. I'm going step by step and all that. Okay, maybe previous students are that. Okay, right. Okay, okay. Yes, sir. Totally understanding. Fine. Okay, different opinions of different people, no? Right? Okay. From my side, there is a problem. It's disconnecting. Okay, right. Fine. So guys, shall we proceed then? If you're okay, I'm going to proceed further. Okay, guys. Okay. So guys, if anyone has done, Python anywhere else, not from me, but anywhere else, Python, and if they have taught you threads, you're done, anyone has done Python elsewhere else and they have taught you threads. You're done, not done. Okay. No, if you're done, I'm asking you if you're learned Python elsewhere, and then if you have done. Okay, not done. Okay. Okay, fine then. Listen. Shall we proceed now? Shall we proceed, guys? Okay. Very interesting problem. Okay, I'm giving you time to just go through this program now. Okay, so first you go through this program and then later I'll explain what is happening. Okay, so first you go through this program and then tell me what is happening and then we will proceed further. Okay, shall I explain it to you? I'll explain it to you so that it will be easy and we will see. Guys, okay, shall I explain? You want to see or you want me to explain? I'll explain. Give 2 minutes. Okay, just I'll give you 2 minutes. Just check out, completely check out. Okay, just see for 2 minutes and then I'll explain. It is good if you can see for first time. Guys, shall I start? Shall we start, guys? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So fine. So okay. So my question to you is, which okay, what is the which function is doing the core activity? Which function is doing the core activity? Name of the function. Name of the function. Name of the function. What is it? It is take my cake. Okay, there is a problem here. We'll see what is the problem with multi-threading. There's a problem that I'm actually going to share with you. Okay, now okay, now fine. So there is one what is that? There is one function take my cake, right? Now after that, so we have am I creating an object of this take my piece of cake class? Am I taking and am I creating an object? Okay, so how many objects am I creating? How many objects am I creating? Only one object. It means what? I have only one cake, isn't it? So what does this one indicate? One is indicating the cake. Okay, I have only one piece of cake, isn't it, my dear friends? Hello, yes or no? I have only one piece of cake, isn't it? Okay, so first initially, okay, there was a main thread. Let me write it over here. There was a main thread which is running. This is the main thread. Okay, all right, so listen to me very carefully. Okay, so first here is my threading dot current thread dot get name. This is my main thread. Here is my main thread. Is this line okay? Is this line okay with you all? Is this line okay with everyone? Here is my main thread. Is that line okay? This line. I'm starting the execution from here. Okay, now I create an object of this particular class. Take my piece of cake with, okay, the parameter as 1. Okay, where will this one go and sit? Can you tell me? Where will this one go and sit? Where will this one go and sit? It would be in piece available. So what is piece available? How many pieces are available now? How many cake pieces are available? Only one piece of cake is available. Only one piece of cake is available. Okay. Okay. Now I am creating a new thread. Did you see that? Okay. So totally how many threads am I creating, my dear friends? How much I am creating? Okay. In total, how many threads will be there? In total, how many threads will be there? There will be 3 threads, right? No, one is the main thread and the other two are the ones which I am creating, thread 1 and thread 2. Okay, so what I want you to observe here is that while creating the first thread, okay, what is the target that I am asking the thread to execute? What is the target, my dear friends? Take my cake, isn't it? Take my cake. Hello, isn't it, my dear friends? Yes or no? So I am calling thread 1 is equal to threading thread target is equal to give to person dot take my cake. Okay, I'm asking him to call this. I'm targeting this take my cake, correct? No. Okay, so let us keep it here. Now what is the argument that I'm passing? What is, to this function I have to pass argument? No, what is the argument that I'm passing? Can you tell me? List. Okay, so totally how many arguments are being passed? How many arguments are being passed over here? Only one argument. And what is that argument? Hey, who is that 2? Who is that 2? Who is that dirty fellow saying 2? Hey, Nandini, how it is 2? Only one? No, there is only one list. See here, there is only one list. That's all. This is one argument. There is only one list. That's all. Correct? Yes or no? There is only one list, right? Okay, so there is only one list. So what will this piece available? Where is this piece needed? What is this piece needed contain? Tell me. What is this piece needed will contain? What will piece needed contain? Tell me. Tell me quickly, yaar. What does this contain? It is containing a list. It is containing a list. Entire list will come and sit over here. In piece available, list will come and sit over here, isn't it? Okay. So in that list, what is list of zeroth element is what? What is list of zeroth element? It is not string. Hey Vaishnavi, that is not string. Open your eyes properly and say, is that a string? It is not a string. It is a normal integer. Okay. So what is that list of one? What is list of one? What is list of one now? It is second thread. Okay. It is list is containing two elements. One is integer. The other one is the string. Okay. Let us keep it as it is for now. Did I call the thread now? Did I call the thread, or I just made everything ready? I'm just made it ready, isn't it? I've just made it ready. So there is the thread called now? No, the thread is not yet created, isn't it? The thread is not yet created. Okay. Next, so thread 1 is ready. Next, thread 2. Now thread 2. Okay, thread 1 is ready. Now thread 2 is what? Again the same thing. Target is equal to same. Take my cake. Correct now? Take my cake, isn't it? For that, what is the argument that I'm passing? What is the argument I'm passing? List. How many elements are there in the list? How many elements are there in the list? 2 elements. Okay. So 0 is what? 0th element is what? 1. And the second element, 1th element is what? 1th element is what? Third thread. Correct? That is also ready. Okay. But did you observe that both the threads are sharing the same object, my dear friends? There is only one object. Did you see that? There is only one object. If you see the previous example, we had created two objects, thread 1 and thread 2. Did you observe here? In the previous program, the first thread was making use of thread obj1 and the second thread was making use of thread obj2. Did you observe here? Guys, I want you to say yes or no. Did you observe here? But whereas here, both the threads are making use of only one object only. Isn't it? Both are making use of only one object. Okay. Now, don't you think there would be a problem? Are you understanding? There would be a slight problem. Both are okay. Both are working on the same object. Okay. And in this object, how many pieces of cake are there? You tell me. In this object, how many pieces of cake is there? Only one. And what is the thread 1 saying? He wants, take my cake. He wants one piece. And thread 2 also wants one more piece of cake. There's only one piece of cake. Both will fight for it, isn't it? Yes or no? Both will fight for it. Okay. Now listen to me. First I am saying thread 1 dot start. Which one I am saying? Which thread am I creating for the first time now? Tell me, my dear friends. Which thread I am creating? Thread 1 dot start. Hello, tell no, thread 1 dot start. So when I say thread 1 dot start, what will happen? A new thread got created. A new thread got created. And this will call whom? What will thread 1 dot start do? It will call the run method, no? This will call the run method, and that run method will call whom? That run method will call whom? Let me write that also. I think it is understood. This will call the run method. This will call the run method, and this run method will call whom? Tell me. It will call take my cake, isn't it? Take my cake. Okay. Now, when this first thread is calling take my cake, what is this piece needed? What is this piece needed? It is nothing but a list which is containing one and second thread, isn't it? This is for the thread 1 and second thread, isn't it? Okay. Now let me enter into this function. Okay, method definition here. It says threading dot current thread dot set name. So to this thread, I am giving a new name to this thread. So what is that? Piece needed 1. What is piece needed of 1? This is 0. This is 1. What is piece needed of 1? It is second thread. Therefore, I am naming this thread as second thread, isn't it? Is that clear? I am naming this thread as second thread. Am I right? Guys, do you understand? I mean, I am naming this as a second thread. Okay. Then I will get inside and I'll ask if self dot piece available is greater than or equal to piece needed of 0. What is piece needed of 0? That is nothing but this one. Piece needed of 0 is 1. Okay. How much piece available? How much piece available? You remember? We gave 1. we gave 1 here, we gave 1 here. You remember guys, p is available. Okay, so if 1 is greater than or equal to p is needed, is it true? Is it true? If self dot p is available was 1, we created 1, no, here 1, you remember 1. If 1 is greater than or equal to piece needed of 0, piece needed of 0 is also 1, so it is true, no? It means piece is available for the first thread. It will come inside and say p is 0, p is given to 1, that is nothing but piece needed of 0. Piece needed of 0 is what? 1 piece given to the current thread, 1 piece given to second thread. Is this line clear? It gets printed. 1 piece given to this particular second thread. Is this line clear? It is using the format function. 0 is corresponding to this and 1 is corresponding to this get name. Okay, it means that 1 piece given to the second thread. Is that clear? And then after this there is a sleep function. Sleep function belongs to the module time. Okay, I'll be explaining this in one of the classes called as data dates and times. Okay, so in the type module, sleep function is used to, okay, make the thread to sleep, okay, or wait for 3 seconds. It won't do any activity, the thread will go to sleep. Is that clear? Hello guys, you understand? Okay, hello, who is now working? Second thread is working. Second thread got the first piece of cake and it went to sleep. Is that clear? Hello guys, is that clear or not? It is going to sleep. Now when it went to sleep, what happens? The when it went to sleep, what will happen, my dear friends? Tell me. So the next thread will start. The next thread will start. Okay, it is anyways going to sleep, right? So the next, that is thread 2 will start. This will start now, run. Okay, when it will run again, which method will it call? It will call the same method, correct? No, it will call the same method. Okay, now what is piece needed there? What is piece needed there? What is piece needed there? A list, which is nothing but, okay, piece needed. So it will come inside and it will say threading dot current thread dot set name. It is setting the new name. So it means I am creating a new thread. I'm creating a new thread over here. This is second thread has gone to sleep. This is a third, okay, and a new thread has been created. And I am actually saying piece needed of 1. Piece needed of 1 is how much? Third, I mean, what is that piece needed of 1? It is nothing but third thread, correct? No, so I am giving a new name to it. Okay, I'm giving a new name to it. This is called as what? Third thread. This is third thread. This is third thread. Okay, this is third thread. Okay, then what happens? Again, I'll check inside. If piece available is greater than or equal to piece needed of 0, is piece available 1 only? It is true, no, because both are working on the same objects. Both are working on the same objects, isn't it? Okay, piece available is what? Piece available is, again it will see that, okay, piece available is greater than 1, therefore what will happen? Okay, 1 piece given to third thread. Boss, there was only 1 thread, but how can we give 1 piece to both and say 1 piece given to second thread, 1 piece given to third thread? Did you see that? Did you observe this, my dear friends? Yes or no? Okay, okay, then what happens? Okay, then what? Because first piece was already given to second thread. If first piece was already given to second thread, then the third thread should have told that, there was no piece available, isn't it? Yes or no? But before the first, before the second thread to, decremented this value, it went to sleep. That was a problem. It went to sleep, and after that second thread will wake up after 3 seconds and it will now say piece available is equal to piece available minus of piece needed. That is, it will become 0. Okay, and then if instead of going to sleep, if it would have done this activity, then next when the third thread came, it would have printed no more pieces available, isn't it? Hello, did you understand this? Because the second thread went to sleep. Okay, so that is when the third thread started running, and even it also printed 1 piece given to third thread, which is basically wrong, correct? No, both are so the output is, this is not deadlock. No, this is not deadlock. This concept is not called as deadlock. It is not a deadlock is not achieved. You have got deadlock means the program will not run at all. Okay, there is no deadlock over here. Okay, so this program has executed, but the output is wrong. 1 piece given to second thread, 1 piece given to third thread. This is wrong, isn't it, my dear friends? Hello, yes or no? Okay, yeah, it is a logical error. So how and all, we'll see. Did you understand this for now? My concern is, do you understand this program, how it is working? There was only one object which was containing only one piece. Both the thread are trying to access that one piece. Okay, and before completing the operation, thread went to sleep, and thread 2 will go to do that job, and even he'll find that there was one piece, and he will actually print that one piece given to third thread. Did you understand this? Hello, did you understand this program? Okay, so do one thing. Okay, so I can see that the numbers are reducing. Okay, shall I continue tomorrow, guys, or shall I do it off now? Tomorrow you can put that in the chat box, whatever it is. Okay, so I'll only explain the solution for this problem, and then we'll wind up. Is that okay? Only this problem is there. Only this problem, only simple problem. Okay, just simple problem. I will give you the solution and then explain you tomorrow, and then continue tomorrow. Only this problem, I'll tell you what to do. You have to add only 2 lines of code. The 2 lines of code is that here, listen to me, only one thing. Okay, is that everything is same. Did you see what is that I'm doing over here? I am solving the multi-threading with a lock. Did you see that? I am actually creating a lock. Did you see that? I'm creating a lock. So what happens when one thread comes inside this? Okay, no guys, listen. Only one, very simple. Hey Ankur, it's very simple. Listen man, very carefully. Okay, tomorrow is always better. Today is also really good. So listen. Okay, in the previous case, guys, the moment we came into this, what we have to do is, once the thread comes into it, what we have to do? We have to acquire the lock, this line. Hey Ankur, listen to me. Okay, guys, did you see that? Hello, yeah, guys, are you listening to me or not? Only one line. Okay, we have to acquire. Did you see that? I'm acquiring the lock, and then release the lock at the end. Okay, release the lock at the end. Guys, listen. Okay, it's a very simple topic. Okay, everything is the same. Only thing is that when one thread gets into this method, it will just acquire the lock. Okay, I took the lock, I created a lock over here, self dot lock it, and I'm saying acquire it. So what happens? Thread 1 goes inside, he's doing this activity, he prints one piece given to the second thread, gets printed on the screen, and he goes to sleep. When he's going to sleep, what happens? The third thread will come to enter into this take my cake. When the third thread comes to enter into the third, take my cake, he'll see that the lock has been acquired. The lock has been already acquired by the first thread. Did you understand? So the second thread cannot enter into this method. He will keep quiet. He'll be waiting until the first thread will say release. Once the first thread will say release, what happens? Then the second thread will go inside. Once the second thread goes inside, okay, so he will know that there is no more piece available over here, because the thread which was sleeping will get up, will minus this, okay, and it will update this value. So therefore the piece available will become 0. And when the next thread will come here, he will acquire the lock, and he will see if piece available is greater than or equal to 1. It is no false. Therefore it comes to the else part and say no more cakes available. That's all. Okay, so only thing that you have to do is you have to acquire and release the locks. That's all. So when one thread enters, acquire it, and so that others will not enter into this particular area, into this particular method. And then once your operation is done, you will have to release it so that others can come and start working on this. Is that okay? Okay, so this common piece of code, which is executed by multiple threads, one common piece of code executed by multiple threads, is called as what, my dear friends? In operating system, what is it called as? One piece of code, which is one section of the code which is executed by multiple processors or multiple threads. Okay, where there are chances of disturbing that place, or what do you call that? One piece of code being executed by multiple people sharing that. Any idea? If no idea, say no idea, so that I will tell you, so that we can wind up the class. Okay, hey dirty fellow, Ankur, no, deadlock, it seems, right? Dirty fellows, all dirty fellows. No, they are called as critical section. It is called as critical section. Have you not heard about this? Critical section. Okay, what is a critical section? A section of the code that is being, okay, a section of the code that is being, okay, being worked upon by multiple threads. One piece of code, or one shareable thing. Okay, one shareable one section that is shared by multiple threads of process is called as a critical section. Source code, it seems. Deadlock, it seems. Who is that? All dirty fellows only. From where you will get all these ideas, I don't know. Okay, no, this is, do you understand this section of code? Understood or not? Okay, Guys, you understand or not? Cannot be accessed by another's task until one releases it. Okay, right, guys. Hello, did you understand this concept or not? Everyone, put them in the chat box. Okay, so tomorrow's class is easy. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss deadlock problem. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss deadlock problem and producer consumer problem. Okay, guys, or shall we continue, guys? I'm okay to continue. I'm in full mood, full, we can do. Shall we continue or tomorrow? Okay, will you, okay, so will you, what is that? Go through and come? Will you go through and come completely? Okay, because no revision tomorrow. You should understand all this. Okay, fine then. Chalo, meet you tomorrow. Fine? Okay, you are full hungry. Okay, fine then. Chalo, take care. Bye bye. Good night. Bye bye.